Good evening. This is The Rundown, where headlines hit harder, stories go deeper, and the truth doesn't hide behind the noise. I'm Brian Taylor, and in the next few minutes, we're cutting through the clutter to bring you what matters most: fast, clear, and unfiltered news. From power moves in politics to breakthroughs shaping our world, this isn't just the news, this is The Rundown. Before we dive in, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a moment. And if you're curious about the gear, books, and tools we trust, check out our top picks at the link tree in the description below. Now, let's dive into the video. Viewer discretion advised. The following video contains content intended for adult audiences only. It includes discussions of graphic violence and sexually explicit acts that may be disturbing or triggering to some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. If you are under the age of 18 or sensitive to such material, we recommend you do not continue watching. Good evening, I'm Brian Taylor, and you're watching The Rundown. Tonight, we turn to Manhattan, where one of the music industry's most powerful figures is on trial in what is shaping up to be one of the most closely watched federal cases in recent years. Sean Diddy Combs, the 55-year-old hip-hop icon and business mogul, is facing explosive allegations in a federal courtroom. He's been charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and transporting individuals for the purposes of prostitution. Accusations prosecutors claim span decades and involve a deeply disturbing pattern of abuse. Combs' former partner, singer Cassie Ventura, is back on the stand for a second day of cross-examination. Ventura previously described what prosecutors call freak-offs, multi-day drug-fueled sexual encounters, allegedly orchestrated and coerced by Combs. Jurors were shown graphic evidence this week, including a surveillance video from 2016 showing Combs physically assaulting Ventura in a Los Angeles hotel. During today's proceedings, the defense sought to challenge Ventura's credibility, combing through years of text messages between the two. In one exchange from 2017, Ventura appears to express enthusiasm about participating in one of these freak-offs. The defense argued that these messages suggest she was a willing participant. However, Ventura countered, telling the court, quote, "They were just words at that point." The defense also attempted to paint their past relationship as part of a consensual swingers lifestyle, highlighting trips to clubs in Las Vegas and Los Angeles. Ventura acknowledged those visits but firmly stated that the freak-offs were something very different. As the court broke for lunch today, Ventura's cross-examination was still underway. Judge Arun Subramanian has asked the defense to conclude questioning by tomorrow, noting that Ventura, now 8 months pregnant, is due to step down from the witness stand by the end of the week. If questioning stretches beyond Friday, she may have to return Monday for redirect testimony from prosecutors. In a notable moment earlier today, Ventura testified that Combs would obsessively call her if she didn't answer his initial call, suspecting her of infidelity. She also said he once admitted to being addicted, though not just to substances. He was addicted to success, she told the court, later confirming he had a period of opioid use. The defense argued that Ventura's 2023 civil lawsuit, which was settled for $20 million, effectively ruined Combs' career, suggesting she held significant power in their relationship. Ventura admitted the effect it had, responding, "I can see that, yes." The trial is anticipated to run for as long as 8 weeks, with a jury composed of 12 New Yorkers and 6 alternates responsible for determining the future of the man who was once celebrated as the king of bad boy records. If convicted, Combs faces the possibility of life behind bars. He continues to be held without bail at a detention facility in Brooklyn. Inside the courtroom, Sean Diddy Combs' family remained a strong, silent presence. His 85-year-old mother, Janice Combs, sat among the spectators alongside his 3 sons, Quincy Brown, 30, Justin Combs, 29, and Christian Combs, 25. All were somber, their faces unreadable as they watched the case unfold. Notably absent, however, were his twin daughters, Jessie and Delilah, who, according to a source close to the family, were away attending their high school prom this weekend. While the Combs family remains physically present in the courtroom, public support from Hollywood appears to have dried up. The entertainment industry, once tightly woven into Diddy's orbit, has now taken a noticeable step back. Yet, in the midst of this public unraveling, his children have remained some of his most unwavering defenders. As the trial continued, the defense began its cross-examination of Cassie Ventura, Combs' former partner, and the prosecution's key witness. Defense attorney Ana Estevao aimed to challenge Ventura's narrative, beginning by asking what drew her to Combs in the first place and how she believed she had gained his trust. Estevao then shifted focus to one of the more disturbing aspects of the trial, the so-called freak-offs. These were alleged drug-fueled sex parties that Ventura said Combs orchestrated throughout their relationship. Estevao confronted Ventura about messages she had sent during that time, including a 2009 text where Ventura said she was always ready to freak off. As if the courtroom drama wasn't enough, another legal bombshell dropped outside the courthouse. In a newly filed civil lawsuit, a woman identified only as Jane Doe has accused Combs of essaying her in 2001. The incident allegedly occurred after a night out, when she says Combs led her into a bedroom at his apartment, grabbed her by the throat, and essayed her against her will. The plaintiff described experiencing severe emotional and psychological trauma as a result, and is now seeking a jury trial along with unspecified damages. This latest accusation adds to a staggering list. More than 75 lawsuits have been filed against Combs since Cassie's initial case in 2023. Meanwhile, the defense team tried to paint a different picture of the relationship between Ventura and Combs. They introduced several affectionate messages exchanged between the two, hoping to cast doubt on Ventura's testimony. One message from Ventura to Combs in 2008 read, "I miss you so much and I'd fly wherever you needed me." In another she wrote, "Going to sleep now so it can be tomorrow faster and you can be home. Love you." The messages were intended to illustrate that, at least on the surface, there had once been genuine affection between them. Ventura acknowledged that she had loved Combs, and that he claimed to love her in return. But she maintained that love did not excuse the manipulation and violence she endured. This marked Ventura's third consecutive day on the witness stand. She detailed multiple incidents of abuse, from the first time he struck her in the late 2000s, to an assault in a hotel hallway in 2016, and ultimately, a essay in 2018 that occurred after what she thought was a closure conversation at the end of their relationship. She testified that over the years, she had been pressured into taking part in hundreds of freak-offs, which spiraled into drug addiction. She said she felt trapped, unable to seek help from family or friends, and too afraid to leave. Then, in a deeply emotional moment, Ventura broke down. She described hitting rock bottom in 2023, spiraling so badly that she no longer wanted to live. That year, she entered rehab and began trauma therapy, which became the turning point. During her recovery, she began writing a book about her relationship with Combs, with help from her mother. She said she had hoped Combs would read it and finally understand the pain he caused. By the end of her testimony, the prosecution confirmed it had no further questions. Before we move on, a reminder. If you or someone you know is experiencing abuse, help is available. Call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE. You're not alone. This trial is far from over, but one thing is clear. The courtroom is not just a place of legal reckoning. It's a battlefield for truth, power, and survival. For Cassie Ventura, for Sean Combs, and for everyone watching. For The Rundown, I'm Brian Taylor. Stay with us for more developments from inside the courtroom and all your top stories tonight. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think about the developments in the trial so far. Share your opinions with us down in the comments. We would love to hear what you think. See you in the next video.